Good evening, everybody. Today, I think it will be the last explanation or Dhamma-talk about the turning the wheels of Dhamma. We started, I think, almost in the beginning of the rainy season. So, a few explanations, few Dhamma-talks. So I think today it should be the last one. I just renew about what we talked last time. Normally, I use the translation of Bodhi Bhikkhu Bodhi, but this time I want to refer to the chanting book that we are, Jomtong chanting book, because then it can be related. You can, when you're reading it every time, you will see, and some it's also should be correction, explanation for you to see some adding that it's missing from the sutta itself. But never mind, I will explain it. So maybe we will start. Last time we explained about this part. So maybe we read it again, and I just overview about this again. Shima, can you read it first in English? You can read only the English.
Yes, sure. But as soon as this knowledge and vision of mine, with its 3 rounds and 12 permutations concerning these 4 noble truths as they actually are, was truly pure, then I did claim to have directly awakened to the right self-awakening, unexcelled in the cosmos with its deities, maras and brahmas, with its contemplative and priests, its royalty and common folk.
Okay. Actually, what the Buddha said that last time we talked about this, the Buddha said only when I understood or when I got it, he talked about the moment of enlightenment that he understood and he got insight through the 4 noble truths with their 12 perspectiva or 12 wisdoms or 12 way, okay? We talk about the rising, prevailing, and ceasing, rising, prevailing, ceasing. I explained it last time. I don't want to go into it, just review it. Yeah? So we say only in this moment that I actually get enlightened. Normally for us, it's something that we are learning, we are practicing, and then we achieve it. But for the Buddha, it was in the moment of enlightenment. He said, when I understood the 12 point of view of the 4 noble truths, only then I could claim that I'm fully awakened. He said, Sama, Sam Buddhasa, Sama, Sam Buddhi. It's Sama, it's fully, okay, because the Buddha himself is the only one which knows everything in nature. He also can know how to teach other people. He compare it like holding he held one time the leaf of Sinsapa tree on his hand, and he asked the monk, what there is more, on the forest, on the tree, or in my hand? So they say, in the forest there is much more leaves than in your hand. So the Buddha said, my knowledge is like the leaves on the tree all over the forest. But what I give you, it's only the amount, what I have in my hand, and this is also difficult for you to understand. So this means Sama, okay? And then the second word is Sam, it means self-awakened, because he didn't have any teacher. Pacceka Buddha, it's a self-enlightened monk, but he's not, he get enlightened by himself, but he's not Sama, because he's not teaching. So it's called Pacceka Buddha, silent Buddha. So, and then you have Bodhi. Bodhi, it's anyone that get enlightened. It's a body. You can say he know, the one that know. So Sama, Sam, Bodhi, it means fully and self-enlightened. And then the Buddha say, well, I could claim it with all the deity, with the Mara, in the, why he mentioned about this, all the Mara and all the Brahmins and all the holy people, because he says something like, if anyone will debate with me, I have immediately answer for him. I can answer for them. That's why I say with all his Mara, with all his Brahmin, with all his contemplative or priest or whatever. This is actually the meaning. This is, we go through this in the last time. And then what happened, the Buddha said that in the moment that I got enlightened, then we can continue here. Shima, please.
The knowledge and vision arose in me. My release is unshakable. This is the last birth. There is now no further becoming.
Okay, you see what the Buddha said. He declared that he get enlightened, and it means that for enlightened person, next life, there is no any next life for him. It's nirvana. It's final nirvana. And what happened? The Buddha said that there is no any further becoming. There is no any other reincarnation. So he will not reborn again in any world, in any kind of world. He go out from for the samsara, and he will not have any becoming anymore. So this is the what we call condition of the nirvana without any remain. So this is what the Buddha declared here. He said that in the moment that I understood insight, okay, when I have the insight of the Magga, Ariya Magga, it's mean Arahanta Ariya Magga, it means when I became enlightened, this is what we say, knowledge and vision in me. Knowledge and vision, it means I got to Ariya Magga or Arahanta, enlightened person. Then I can say that I will not reborn again. This is what happened to enlightened person. That even there is no any rebirth again, this is nirvana, final nirvana. It's different state with what we are known, what we can imagine. Yeah, please, we continue.
That is what the Blessed One said. Gratified, the group of 5 monks delighted at his words. And while his explanation was being given, there arose to Van Kundanyana the dustless, stainless Dhamma eye. Whatever is subject to originations is all subject to cessation.
Okay. You see, actually, when the Buddha gave this Dhamma-talk, like I said, or the first teaching, it was in Varanasi, in Saranath, 10 kilometers from Varanasi, the big city. And this was in the deer park, okay? And it was one day, it's in the full moon of what we call Asalaha. Asalaha is in July, normally is in July. And one day after this, the rainy season started. What we call in Italian, we say pansa, and Pali use the word ombasa. And this was actually in the moment that the Buddha, he preached on who is the people, or who is the sentient beings, or who was around them. In this moment, when the Buddha gave this lecture, it was 5 people only nearby him. This was these 5 students. The names of them, Kundanya, he was the most elder for them, Ma'anama, Badia, Vapa, and Asaji. Asaji was the most young. He became the teacher of Sariputta later. So these 5 students, they are the 5 human beings that was there. But beside the 5 students, yeah, it was many, many other angels and Brahma, like a god, different kind of sentient beings that they were witnessing to this kind of Dhammatalk. It means beside these 5 students, it was around many, many other infinity of other angels, let's say, okay? And what happened in this moment that the Buddha, during the time that the Buddha gave this lecture, Kundanya, the elder from them, Kundanya, actually, I just remind you that when the Buddha just born, Kundanya was one of the many, many ascetic that come, and he could profit that the Buddha will be, he could see the future, and he said that this baby born will be Buddha. So he joined to the Buddha. And in the moment that Kundanya was, during the time that he was hearing the Dhamma-talk, so what happened to him? He became Sotapanna. And the Buddha used the word, whatever is subject to origin is all subject to cessation. And how the Buddha declared that, the Buddha using first 2 simile, Okay, but he also say, how can we know that the Kundalini became Sotapan? This is what we declare. That we are talking about the rising and ceasing. Whatever is subject to origin is all subject to cessation. This is the expression of the Uttaya-payayana, the first yana of the Vipassana. And the Buddha said that if someone realizes Uttaya-payayana, insight is actually Sotapan. And this is actually what the Buddha say here. He said that Kundalini, he understood Uttaya-payayana full. So that's why he say he actually what he explaining that he became Sotapan. And another word he used these two simile. He said dustless and stainless. It means he cleared the dust from his eyes, okay, and something like now he can see clear. And what happened to the Sotapan? When person became Sotapan, he cleared the ignorant. So what is mean? That he cannot break any precept. He can see clear between the good things and the bad things. Yeah, so he clearing actually the wrong view. And Sotapan, he don't have wrong view. That's why he will not be able to break precept intentionally. So it's mean, and also another thing he cut is the doubt. So these two things, they can describe it like he cleaned the dust from the eyes. You can see very clear the difference between good and bad. That's why Sotapan, we have maximum 7 reincarnations to live. Okay. And then you see what happened to Kundalini. He was just hearing the Dhamma-talk, and when he heard this Dhamma-talk, he changed, he converted to Sotapan. He got into Ariya only by hearing. This kind of characteristics of analytical knowledge, it was on about 1,000 years from the time of the Buddha till about 1,000 years. The Buddha said that the Buddhism will slowly go down. Every 1,000 years, it will go down one step. So in the first step, or in the first age, let's say, it was people that they have this analytic mind. And if we talk like this, the first 1,250 enlightened monk of the Buddha, there was in these characteristics that they changed to certain level during that they was hearing the Buddha. They have this kind of analytic mind. Okay, 1,250, the first enlightened students of the Buddha, this is what happened to them. They changed, they convert during the time that they just was hearing the Buddha. And Kundalini, he became Sotapan during this time. I want to tell you, I talk about this, that every 1,000 years, there is a dropping, the generation going down. So maybe I use this occasion to explain you what is this 5,000 years. So the first, from the time of the Buddha, beginning of the teaching of the Buddha, till 1,000 years, this is called Patisampida. Patisampida, like I said to you, this is still at that time, the people which this analytic mind, that they just hear Dhamma-talk, they can change. Certain kind of level, maybe Sotapan, Sakadagami, Anagami, or even Arahant, by just listening to this. But after 1,000 years, this is disappeared totally. And then between the 1,000 years after the Buddha to 2,000 years after the Buddha, it's called Apinya. Apinya, it means supernormal power. This is still at the people that they can, something like they can read the mind of others. They can have a magic, they can make magic by supernormal power, by concentration. They can listening very, very far. They can see the reincarnations of other people. They can see reincarnation of themselves. And also they can get enlightened. So they have all this supernormal power. But after 2,000 years, again, it's disappeared. So I think today there is no such people like this, that they have all these powers. But like the Buddha said, between 2000 to 3000, it's called Teviga. And what happened with people Teviga, they can get enlightened. There is people getting enlightened, but they have only 3 powers. What is the 3 power? They can see past life of others. They can see past life of themselves. And like I said, they also can get enlightened. So this is something that from all the supernormal power, they remain only the 3 of them. And I think this is the age of us. Even people, some people, they don't practice Buddhism, but they can see also reincarnation. They can tell you what have you been in the past. Some people, they're practicing, they can realize what they've done in the past, maybe different reincarnation, 1 or more reincarnation about past life. So we are in this age. This is in the middle, okay? This is between 2000 to 3000, but this generation also will disappear, and then will come generation we call cakka-pavattana, and this is the people that they don't have any special power. People at the time in the future, they will not be able to remember past life, but they still, by practicing of vipassana, they can get enlightened. And then will come the last 1000 years. This is called patimokkha. Patimokkha, it means the precept, actually. This will be still people, that they're honest people, they will keep the precept, and they will practice, and they will be Sotapan and Sakatagami, but not enlightened people at the time, even not Anagami this time. And then after this, finish 5,000 years, the Buddhism will disappear. It will stay sometimes without the Buddhism, and then another Buddha comes. So you see the Kundanya, in this moment, he was capable to listen to the Dhamma and change into Sotapan. Okay, he cut the wrong view, the doubt. But I told you that during this time, it was 5 monks, but not only 5 monks, many angels was there also. And many angels, they also changed by themselves. By listening to the Dhamma, they also change. And they say that 180 million Brahmas, Brahma, it means God, they change into Arya by just listening to the Buddha, even the angels, but the angels capable to change. So they are talking about 180 million of Deva, not Deva, Brahmin, okay? Brahma, this is God, this is very high. Soon I will explain you about the difference between Deva and Brahmas. They change into Arya, and immeasurable infinity of Deva, they also change. Between the people, it was 5 people was listening, only Kundanya changed. But beside this, many angels, they changed, they became Sotapan, Sakatagami, Anagami, and also Arahant, by just listening to this Dhamma-talk of the Buddha. So you see how much beneficial it was actually this turning the wheels of Dhamma. And then, okay. Well, let's continue. So here we talk about this till Kundanya became Sotapan. And now we can continue. Please, Shima.
Now, when the Blessed One has set the wheel of Dhamma in motion, the earth deities cried out. At Varanasi, in the game refuge at Isipatana, the Blessed One has set in motion the unexcelled wheel of Dhamma that cannot be stopped by priest or contemplative deity, Mara, Brahma, or anyone at all in the cosmos.
Okay, 1 moment. What happened? I told you that beside these 5 students, it was many angels. So soon I will show you map, and I show you some diagram how these kind of angels, they spread all over the cosmos. This is the cosmology of the Buddhism. Now we are human beings. In the earth and around us, there is many kinds of angels. We say Naga and Yaka and this, and many angels, deities, They staying in the rivers, they're staying in the tree, they're staying in the flowers, they're staying in the houses. They are good. They became angels because they are good sentient beings. Okay, we don't say creatures, they are sentient beings. We cannot see them with the normal eyes, but with special concentration, we can see them. Okay, so what happened to this? You see, Bhumana is the deity, the angels that they are staying among us, around the human being, in the earth. Okay, very close to us. That's why, by the way, the monk cannot cut flowers, not cut the tree, cannot garden, because we might hurt them. Okay, we take something belong to them. So the monk have a precept: you cannot cut flowers or whatever things like this. You cannot make a gardening. Huh? So when you have to garden something, you have to ask permission. If you have to want to cut flowers or whatever, you ask permission. You don't know if this flower have angels behind or the tree or whatever, but you make sure that you ask permission so you don't hurt anyone. But anyway, what happened to this deity or the earth angels? When they was hearing this, they was very, very excited. When they was hearing the Dhamma-talk, yeah, they was very, very excited. So they shout, they announce, okay, they declare, okay, they proclaim. Oh, the Buddha in Varanasi, this is what mean they was crying, okay, cried out. What they cried out, what they shout. This is actually what they shout out. Shima, you read it again, this one. This is what the Deva shout, actually, okay? They don't just shout, ow! They don't cry with the tears. They was excited. So they speak this one and announce this one, proclaim this one. You read it again? What they proclaim, what they shout?
Yes. At Varanasi, in the game refuge at Isipatana, the Blessed One has set in motion the unexcelled wheel of Dhamma that cannot be stopped by priest or contemplative, deity, Mara, Brahma, or anyone at all in the cosmos.
Yeah, why cannot stop the wheels? What is the reason cannot stop? Because it's a true wheels. Nobody can argue with this. Nobody can doubt about this. Buddha immediately can prove whatever is necessary. That's why nobody can stop it. Nobody can debate on it or whatever, can cancel it, can say, I found mark on this, this is not true, this is not correct, and then it will break. So in the moment that, because it's so pure, it's so deep, okay, it's so insight, so that's why nobody actually can stop it. No any Mara, no anyone cannot cancel it, cannot say it's not true. This is one thing. And why they call it the wheels of Dhamma? Again, because you see that this is actually the Eightfold Path. If we talk about this, this is the Eightfold Path. So people, they have a wisdom, they will keep the right speech and they are right behaved. Okay? They make good in it. When they are create good in themselves and they don't make any bad in themselves, they will be able to practice. When they can practice, they can purify the mind, they gain wisdom. When they gain wisdom, they will be more pure and more pure. So this Eightfold Path, they are feeding each other. One link is feeding the other link. So it's become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger till you gain insight, till you gain totally purification. That's why we can say this is like a wheels that became bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is by self-experience. If we talk about self-experience, it's called pativet, okay? Pativet, it means the pativetayana. Pativetayana, it means like from your self-experience, for experiencing, okay? Insight, what you call it. Mm-hmm. And what the Buddha make in this Dhamma-talk, he give Desanayana. It means he give the way how to achieve this high knowledge, high insight, in how what to do to achieve it. Okay, like a map. He give us like a map for this insight or this very high level of knowledge. That's why it's called Desanayana. Okay, So, so you see, when the Buddha actually give the Dhammatalk, the angels of the heart angels, they was crying these kind of things. That in Varanasi, the Buddha turned the winds of Dhamma. Now, when the angels of the heart was shouting these kind of things, the angels that above them, they called Jatu Maharajika, they start to shout the same things. They was also excited. They say the same things. So you see why I say to you that in the sutta, actually here in the book is missing something, because at least the translator here have to put three points or something like this to say what they cry. What the meaning they cry? Cry what? They start to make tears or just shout? They cry out at Varanasi. The translation of Bhikkhu Bodhi actually put the full. He put everything. I didn't. I wanted you to see in the chanting, our chanting, how it looks like. But I explained you that here should be again. They cry out at Varanasi, and then when the angels of the Jatu Maharajika, it means 4 great king, they were shouting Tawatim Sadeva, the higher of them there. Then Jatu Maharajika start to shout the same things exactly. So all of them shout the same sentence like this. One after the after they cry, when you finish the cry, have to be again this sentence. This is actually what they cry, what they shout. So Shima, maybe we will go on from here, okay? Like this.
On hearing the earth deities cry, the deities of the heaven of the 4 kings took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the deities of the heaven of the 4 kings, the deities of the heaven of the 33 took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the deities of the heaven of the 33, the Yama deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the Yama deities, the Tusita deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the Tusita deities, the Nimanarita deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the Nimanarati deities, the Paranimita Pasavati deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the Paranimita deities, the Paranimita Pasavati deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the Paranimita Pasavati deities, the deities of Brahma's retinue took up the cry.
One moment. You see this sentence actually again, there is something wrong with this. Because now, if we continue, all the rest is a Brahma. Okay, it's kind of Brahma. So what this sentence says in the new book, it's mentioned that in the moment that you read this, that the deity of the Brahma's retinue, it's what is want to say that all the others, Brahma, they shout the same things. And then you make shortcut. You don't continue. You see, but in page 470, you have these 3 points. This is what it means. Jump from here. If you say this sentence, so you don't need to now to say all the Brahma, because you say from now all the rest Brahma, they shout the same things. But if you just want to declare which Brahma, so then you don't need to say this sentence. That's why something I understand. I think you understand what I mean. This is something, this sentence, you have to skip it if you want to go into details. But if you don't want to go to details, you just read this, and then from here, you jump to the end. You jump to here. Okay? So you save yourself all the rest of the chanting. This is the reason of these 3 points. Okay? So we continue. Brahma Parisaja, this one.
The Brahma Parasija deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the Brahma Parasija deities, the Brahma Parohita deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the Brahma Parohita deities, the Brahma the Brahmana deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the Mahabrahma deities, the Paritibha deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the Paritibha deities, the Apamanabha deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the Apamanabha deities, the Abhasara deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the Abhasara deities, the Paritasubha deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the Paritasubha deities, the Apamana Subha deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the Apamana Subha deities, the Subhakinaka deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the Subhakinaka deities, the Asanisata deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the
Sorry, one moment. You see what happened here when you're talking about the Asanisata deity? Suddenly he put it here in the bracket, okay? In the, how do you call it? English, yeah? You see, they put here. You see, they put it in the bracket. Something like why all of them, there is no this, how do you call English? You know what I'm talking about. I think this one, you know this, you see? They suddenly put it with this. You see, this is the only one. Something, why? Because Asanisata deity is kind of angels that there is no mind. It's just a body. It's people that are practicing strong concentrations in the jhana, in the 4 jhana, and normally because of a wrong view, they're thinking, where's the suffering? The suffering is in the mind. So they're using their power of concentration, and when this power of concentration coming, they can disappear the mind, something like this. So in certain time, during the time that they are in this world, there is only body, there is no mind. So why they put it in bracket? Because they say that if there is no mind, so how can you listen and how you can shout? Okay, so that's why they put it in a bracket here. You want to read it, you read it. You don't want, don't read it. But it's not make any logic that if they don't have mind, how can they cry? Okay, but in the sutta it's appear. This is people practicing the 4th jhana. They are using this. You see the bracket here. So that's why I said Sanisata, Sanya, it means memory. So in this moment, when they are in this world, they don't have mind. Okay, that's why they call Asanisata. Something like they don't have memory. They don't have, okay, now we go and continue with Vihapala.
The Vihapala deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the Vihapala deities, the Afiha deities took up the cry. On hearing the Afiha deities, the Atapa deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the Atapa deities, the Sudasa deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the Sudasa deities, the Sudasi deities took up the cry. On hearing the cry of the Sudasi deities, the Akanitaka deities took up the cry.
Akanitaka is the last Brahma, okay? Akanitaka is also kind of Brahma. Soon I show you the diagram, okay, about these words, about this cosmologic. But first we read it. And then what they cry, you see, I told you that every time after cry, have to be this sentence. Again, they are crying the same sentence like the first angels. What they cry, what they shout. Please, Sima.
At Varanasi, in the game refuge at Isipatana, the Blessed One has set in motion the unexcelled wheel of Dhamma that cannot be stopped by priest or contemplative, deity, Mara, Brahma, or anyone at all in the cosmos.
Yeah, you see all of them shouting the same things. All these angels, all these Brahmas, all these millions of deity, they are shouting the same things. In Varanasi, the Buddha turning the wheels of Dhamma, they are shouting in their word. So what happened because of this?
So in that moment, that instant, the cry shot right up to the Brahma world, and this 10,000-fold cosmos shivered and quivered and quaked, while a great measureless radiance appeared in the cosmos, surpassing the effulgence of the deities.
You see what happened? It became big earthquake. And this earthquake, it's only one of the earthquake that can appear. The Buddha explained, we have also in the sutta is about number of 8. And also the Dhamma-cakka-ppavattana-sutta, when the Buddha go to die, it became earthquake. So the Buddha explained to Ananda why it became earthquake. So this is only one reason that became earthquake. When Buddha turning the wheels of Dhamma became earthquake. So this is one. I will tell you the 8th reason why it became earthquake. The first earthquake is the normal earthquake that we know. When the water come and bring pressure with the air, and that what we know every time when there is an earthquake around the world, this is like a physical, okay? This is like for the normal, how you say, topographic, yeah, that we know it. This is what we know. But another kind of earthquake can be when there is a yogi which is practicing very strong concentration, not necessary to be a Buddhist, okay? He is using his power of concentration and he use and make it earthquake around the world. So also can be, the Buddha said, with the power of concentration on any yogi that have this power. Another kind of earthquake appear very strong when the Bodhisattva, he came to his mother womb, when he just born to his mother stomach, okay? So it means that the Buddha, when he came to his mother womb, it became earthquake. Another earthquake is when the Bodhisattva born. In the moment that the Bodhisattva just going out from the body of his mother, earthquake also appear, like when the Buddha comes, okay? Another one is when the Buddha getting enlightened. Under the tree, you sitting, get enlightened, it became earthquake. And then 6th one, when the Buddha is turning the wheels of Dhamma. This is our occasion. This is what we are talking about now. You see why? What is the reason it became earthquake? And then 7 is when the Buddha declare, in this and this time, I will stop my life. For example, 3 months before the Buddha died, the Buddha said to Mara, I will, another 3 months, I will go to parinirvana. So in this moment it became earthquake. This is one of the, what I told you before in Mahaparinirvana-sutta. We was reading it one time. And then the 8th one is when the Buddha is passing away. So there is 8 reasons why there is earthquake. Now we are talking about the earthquake that appear in the moment that the Buddha actually is turning the wheels of Dhamma. This is one of them. Okay. Now I want to show you a little bit what is this deities, what we are talking about before we continue. Okay. I will stop sharing and I will share with you another things. Okay, I'll share with you. This one. Okay, so we will start first with the normal. You see, this is our cosmos. Yeah? This is like a galaxy. Our Earth is here. We are here. Okay, this is the galaxy. This is only small galaxy from all the cosmos that we know. But what we see now, it's the stones, it's water, it's the normal galaxy that we recognize. The satellite show us. This is the Earth that we are living. So, but what we are talking now, we are not talking about this kind of cosmos. We are talking about the cosmos of the angels. It means this cosmos that I'm going to show you, the diagram, how it looks like according to Buddhism, it's not something that you can see with the eyes. It's much more big than this one. I just show you this one because the Earth is here. So you have something like the beginning of the story, it's here. But what we are going to talk, it's something like when I make zoom out, Okay, zoom out, and I'm using my supernormal power to look with the third eyes. And what I see angels. I see the word of the angels. And then each looks like this. Here. Okay. What we see is that this is, if we point where is the earth in our globus of, let's say, about the like a Milky Way. Okay, this is the Milky Way. Yeah, this is the galaxy. So we are here. So in this picture, we are here. This is very, very small because this all is huge. And what you see here, it's a ocean, big ocean. It looks like a wheel. The ocean looks like wheel. I'm talking about what you see now. It's when the angel, you look at the cosmos with the supernormal power. This is actually what you will see, according to Buddhism. So this is big ocean, okay? And in this ocean, you have 4 land, 1 land. This is our land, okay? We're human being. You see some men sitting, I think. Let me show you. And then another land. This is the white color. Another land is here, another land. We cannot travel from here to here. This is a sea. But if we want to travel, we have to take a spaceship. We have to take satellite or whatever, okay? We're not swimming. This is not a boat. This is a sea by supernormal power of the angels. But for us, we have to fly from here to here. But it's huge. It's very, very far. So we cannot reach them. That's why mostly people, we are looking for human beings around the globus. There is, but we cannot see them because they are very, very far from us. Maybe they have technology, they come to us, but we cannot go to them. But anyway, here you have human being. But this human being, it's some of them bigger than us. The hurt is sometimes bigger than us. And they are good people. They keep the precept, okay? And here another, and another, they all stay on the oceans. This ocean looks like a wheel, okay? Like a chakka. We say in Pali, we say chakka, okay? And then on the, like you have a 4 land of human being, and then you have around, this is mountain, 7 surrounding mountain, but in the middle you have big mountain. This called Sumero Mountain, okay, Mount Mero, or Sumero. Soon I will explain. Just a little bit. This is the human being health, okay, from the size. This is the same things from the size. Under this, you have the hell. If you will see, you see the hell. You have 8 hell hot and 8 cold. You have Peta. This is the Peta. Okay? Asura Kai, this is another one. It's under the Sumero, on the sea. They're all suffering. But our story now about the angels. I want to talk about angels. I show you another perspective here. Sorry. Here. So here you see the human being. You see one man sitting here. This is another land. Another land. They are huge. They are very, very far from each other. We cannot travel there. Okay? This is called Jamputi. Jamputi, it's the name of India. Okay, when they talk about India, it's called Jamputi. So this land called Jamputi, this is the land that we are here. From all this huge universe, Buddha born in only Jamputi. We are very lucky. You see, we are very, very lucky. We're born in the same land. Under this, I told you, this is the hell, Peta. This is the Peta. And Asura Kai, they are on the sea down. Okay? And then in the middle, you have Sumero Mountain. Okay, you see? Okay. Now I show you about okay, so human being around us, we have the health deity. I told you about the health deity. They are all around here. They're very nearby us. Okay? You have deity in the houses, you have a deity in the flower, you have different angels. Everywhere you have angels, and they are belonging to the special world that exists on the Sumero Mountain. Now I show you the diagram. Okay, just to, okay, later I will explain. Now this is the mountain, Sumero Mountain. It looks like this. This is this spitz here. Here, you see, this is Sumero Mountain. Here, this is this pagoda, something like this. Now I show you how it looks like when we just go close. Human being is here. It's on the land, on somewhere here, okay? Now you see this terraza. Every terraza like this, there is angels on the mountain. In the middle of the mountain, you see this is a 960,000 kilometer high and 960,000 wide like this. So in the middle of the mountain, of this Sumero Mountain, if you have supernormal power, you see the land of the four great king. This is the Dhamma-cakka-ppavattana-sutta. So if we talk about this, the earth deity that stay here, they start to cry. So the Dhamma-cakka-ppavattana, why they call four great king? Because they're controlled by four good king. Okay. For example, today we was making chanting about one of the king. This is the Naga king. Okay. You have Yaka king. So they are living here on the middle of the mountain. So the four great king, it's called Dhamma-cakka-ppavattana because there is four great kings, good. They're all angels. They're all good sentient beings. That's why they're born there. They are very pure. They are keeping the precept or whatever. That's why they're born there. They make much more good than bad. That's why they became angels. So the earth deity, they're also related to the four great kings. So sometimes you can say that the earth deity, they are part of the four great kings. Because they are the same creatures, but they are, you see, they're using different level of the mountain to stay, and also around us. Now, if we continue on this Sumero Mountain, this is Mero or Sumero or Mountain Sinaro, this is different names for this. This is very, very important. Mountain in the on this cosmos land. So on the top you have Tawatimsadeva. This is Tawatimsadeva. This is one step up from the four great king, the Dhamma-cakka-ppavattana-sutta. So that's why they say that in the moment that the Dhamma-cakka-ppavattana-sutta, they were shouting, that Buddha turned the wheels of Dhamma. So then the Tawatimsadeva also start to shout. They are just one step above them. Okay? This is Tawatimsa, it means the deity of the 33. This is Saka, one good man. He have 33 friends. They used to build many, many houses. When they die, they became there. They born in this place. They was very, very good people. They're helping a lot. They used to help a lot of people. When they died, became angels, and they helped to the Buddha also. When the Buddha was teaching, also the Saka and the other angels, they helped them a lot. Okay? Asuraka, they fell down. Okay, because they drink sura. They drink alcohol, so they chased them away. They fell down from the mountain. They say, we never drink anymore. That's why they call them asura. It's negative, not. So not drinking anymore because they understood what they've done. Okay, so they fell down. They are suffering. So this is how the Sumero Mountain looks like. Now above Sumero, this starting another angels. So now I will show you how it looks like. Maybe I can make it a little bit smaller. How to oh yeah. Here, okay, like this. So you see what happened. We are talking human being is here, okay? You can see when I point, huh? You can see the cursor when I'm moving it. Human being here. Around here, there's many angels, what we call Brahma Deva, which is the angels of the earth surrounding. And then in the mountain, this is Sumero Mountain, in the middle you have Jatumarajika Deva. And the top you have Tavatirsa Deva. And then up you have Yama Deva. And then Tusita Deva. Tusita Deva, this is the angels that will be Buddha in the future. Everyone became Bodhisattva, he come to Tusita Deva. And then above it you have Nimaranati. And then you have Paranimita Vasavati. And then you have Brahma Loka. This is already going up. So you see that every step, it's double than the other step. Now you think how huge is these things? It's the wheels. It looks like a wheels. So that's why it's called jaka, okay, like a chakra. And then vala, it means boundary or space, okay? So this means word system, one word system, which is starting from us and going up. One word system, it looks like this, it looks like a disc. That's why they call it chaka, okay? Chaka vala, it's this, all this word system of the surrounding of us. But this is only one unit in the universe. So many galaxies around. So what happened is that you see above it, there is many Brahmas. Soon I will show you what the difference between Brahma and the Devas. Why people became Deva, why people became Brahma. So just to continue this, we go here. You see every circle like this? This is one Chakavala. This is one story like this in the universe. So here you have one, and nearby there is another one. So many globes in the cosmos, okay? In all the cosmos. But on the top of it, you have people which practicing the jhana. When they die, they became Brahma. So they will experience that all the others behind them, okay? If we say that one is better, more pure than the other, so we see the other one lower than him. Huh? So when he's higher, you see the others is lower than. Something like I control them. I'm the owner of 2 dogs. Okay? So you see, I'm human being, I'm owner, I have 2 dogs that I control them. I have 10 cats that I control them. Okay? So the Brahma, sometimes he think I'm the creator. I'm creating the words. So some of them, we are worship them. Huh? We think that they are higher than us. So this is what we became Jewish and Muslim and Christian. They believe on the God that is up of them. But they're all only sentient beings. So what happened is that, you see, this is, I will make it bigger now, just to see. Okay, you see, this is already the sentient beings that have the first jhana. And on the top of them, there is the second jhana. People that practice second jhana, they reach here. And the third jhana will reach here. And the fourth jhana will be higher. So this is how it's going from one galaxy to another galaxy, and complete all the galaxy with all the creatures. The cosmology of the Buddhism, it's not about galaxy, about stars, about this. It's not. This is not the aim. The aim is how can we go from the samsara? It's about how we get into stages like this because of our behavior. And then, because of this, you can see now, I show you here, this pagoda. Make it bigger, okay. You see, Manosa, human being, we are here. This is the level. We have all this is the hell, animals, Peta and Asura, but they are not in our story because we are talking about who was listening to the Buddha teaching. So the Manosa, 5 people. Human being, 5 people. Okay? And then above human being come Jatu Maharajika. From the Jatu Maharajika, if you look clear here and make it a little bit big, you can see the Bhuma is also there. You cannot make it big. The Bhuma, the angels of the deity that stay between us, they're also part of the Jatu Maharajika. But when the angels that are around us, they were shouting, Jatu Maharajika start to shout. And then because they shout, the Tawatimsa, which is higher than this, they also shout. And why they became, you see, there is altogether human being, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels of different angels. The difference is why they became, because of the purity. I told you, Tusita, it's already so pure, they will be Buddha in the future. Nimarati, more pure, more high. And then Paranimita Vasavati, more pure. So all of them, they achieve here 6 levels of, by the way, Paranimita Vasavati, this is the god that with Jewish, Muslim, and this, they are worshiping. They very enjoy when other people worship them, because all of them enjoy the sense doors. Hearing, seeing, smelling. That's why they like music very much. They are very beautiful. They enjoy very much in this time. Okay? And this is one on the top of the others. And then when we finish the words of the angels, which is good by precept, by wisdom and this, we are coming to the Brahma. What is the quality of Brahma? This is the people which practice the jhana, strong concentration. When they practice strong concentration, even when they die, they will go to the stages of the angels. We call it already Brahma, because their life will be very, very long one. They live long time. And if we talk about the first jhana, there is people that are practicing a little bit, there is people practice very more, and there is people practicing very, very strong on the first jhana. So that's why it depends how strong they was developing this jhana. This is which word they will go. The first level, first, second, or third. Same things will happen with the people practicing the second jhana. They all will be Brahma, they call it, like a god. Okay, they live long time, long life. There is the first people practice very strong jhana, more strong and very, very strong. Okay, the second jhana. Same things with the third jhana. Okay, what happened to these people in the moment they die? When they die, the power of the jhana practice will make them go to this world, and then they will live there long time. So this is to the first, second, and third jhana. But what happened with the fourth jhana? Fourth jhana, you have more. Normally, you have to be, okay, people practicing strong jhana of the fourth jhana, second level, third level. But here it's different. You have here 5, not 5, 7. Why 7? I will explain you. People practicing the fourth jhana normally, they go to Vihapala. Okay? But in the fourth jhana, people can, all the supernormal power of people coming from the fourth jhana. When people reach the fourth jhana, then they can make a supernormal power. So you remember when I told you about asanisata, that they are something like sentient beings without mind. This is people have wrong view. They're using the fourth jhana and they say, oh, the mind is the creating of the suffering. Why I not disappear the mind? And they're doing it. So when they die, it takes effect. And in certain times, they will be without mind, only body sitting. But when thinking coming, already they go out from this life, from this world. So this is the next kind of fourth jhana. This is called asanisata that I just told you. And then come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other four jhana. And who will be here? You know Anagami? Anagami, when he dies, he's still not enlightened. He will be special angels. So anagami, when anagami die, we go to this one of these five stages. And why we have 5 stages? Because what happened to anagami, that one of his faculties is not balanced. Either confidence, either effort, either mindfulness, concentration, wisdom, they are not balanced. So that's why he reborn to one of these worlds, because something not balanced yet. And from this world, it will balance, and then he will go to enlightenment. He will never reborn again. But when anagami dying, he's coming to this level, to one of these levels. So actually, the last one, akanita. Akanita. And this is in our list. You will see that akanita, it's the last Brahma that it's mentioned. Our word is not finishing here because we have another 4, which is the people who are practicing the arupajana. Arupajana. But the arupajana, there is no mind, there is no body, there is no something like this. So that's why they're not capable to listen to the Dhamma-talk. So that's why our story finished with akanita and not continue to this. These sentient beings, they was not able to listen to the Dhamma-talk. And who was there in these sentient beings? It's the 2 teachers of the Buddha, Alara Kalama and Ramaputta. Alara Kalama reached this world, and Ramaputta reached to this world. So they was something like, they missed the teaching of the Buddha because they have a very strong power of concentration. They live here 84,000, and here 60,000 year kappa, we call it. Long, long time. So you see, this is one deva after 6 deva altogether, and then Brahma. Okay, we go repeat again here. You see, this is I will come to. You see here the human being here. This is Jatu Mahajika in the middle of the mountain. Everything you have to see only by power of concentration. This is not about something that the satellite can make picture. Okay, and then comes 6 levels of deva. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then he say, the last become Brahma. So Brahma include all the other Brahmas. Okay, so it spread all the universe. Yeah? I hope you don't get confused with all these things. Who is getting? Anyway, again, I review here. Human being here. Sumero is here. In the middle of Sumero, it's the 4 great king. On the top, it's Tusita. It's Tawatimsa, sorry, the 33. And then start 6 levels of altogether 6 levels of angels. And then come all the rest, Brahma, Nirvana is up here. Okay, on the top, it's Ajarn is there. Okay, so this is the word system. Okay. Now, what happened is that one word was shouting, oh, the Buddha turned the wheels of Dhamma, another word, and then it became big earthquake, all the universe. I will turn off this. I will bring back again the sutta. Okay. Now we just complete. Please, Shima, you can just read the end. Yeah. Please.
Then the Blessed One exclaimed, so you really know, Kundanyana, so you really know. And that is how Venerable Kundanyana acquired the name Anya Kundanyana, Kundanyana who knows.
Okay, you see, this is something like the Buddha expressed his appreciation and changed the name of Kundanya. He said to him, you really know, it's when you became Sotapan, you have the insight. You got the insight through the wisdom of the Vipassana, and that's why he called him Anya Kundanya. It's in the Kundanya which you know. Okay? By the way, in the commentary say that immediately after this Kundalini, I come and ask from the Buddha to get ordination, so he became a monk. And next day, start the rainy season. The Buddha stay with all the five, and day by day they was practicing. Day by day, every one of them became Sotapan, Sotapan, Sotapan. On the 5th day, the Buddha he give the Dhamma-talk of the Untitled-Chapter, the Sutta of the non-self, and then by the hearing only, these 5 Sotapans became Arahant in one split moment of hearing. I mean, after the Dhamma-talk, they became enlightened. So this became the 5 enlightened monks of the Buddha, only by hearing. I told you that till February, the month of February, now we are in the month of July. So till February, the Buddha have 1,250 enlightened monks, and all of them, they have the quality of just to listen to Dhamma-talk and to change. This quality disappeared already after 1,000 years. Yeah? So if you tell Jesus walk on the water, it's possible that he used supernatural power and walk on the water, because it will still exist, these powers, but not today. People cannot walk on the water today. Good. So I think we cover everything. If anyone has questions or something.
I have a...
Have we stop sharing or we need it? Stop sharing.
Okay. You said in the Brahma world, the Anagami, for example, goes in the area where the Brahmas with 4 jhanas are.
Yeah.
And didn't Ajahn Tong always say for enlightenment you only need 2 jhanas? How many jhanas? 2 jhanas?
Only first jhana.
Only first jhana.
Even first jhana you don't need. But what happened to Anagami is that automatically all his ability coming to be to enter, you don't need. Okay?
But they come anyway.
They will come, all your quality will come. Everything what you have will come when you are pure, when you are Arahant, everything will come. When you are Anagami, everything will come. You can get blackout 1 week. You wish 5 minutes, you get 5 minutes. You wish 1 week, you get 1 week. No accident, not like some Sotapan, Sakatagami, not so perfect. But Anagami already perfect. He still have attachment to the self and to the jhana. That's why he's still not an A, okay? Because he still have attachment, he still not understand fully the 4 noble truths of suffering. The 4 noble truths of suffering. Otherwise, but it's not about intelligence. Intelligence you understand, but insight you still have attachment to this.
Okay. And I have another question. You also said that in a short time, like the supernormal powers will decrease, and sometimes there's only gonna be people that are able to become Sotapan. But if you
also.
Yeah. Okay. But they have to, they only have 7 lives. Does that only mean they don't come to the world, to this earth in the next lives, or do they have, so they keep on developing in some Brahma world?
And so also can be also if they die, if Sotapan can be also from angels can change.
Okay.
It can change from Sotapan, they're not necessary. Because Sotapan have 1 life, have 3 lives, have 2 lives, have 7 lives. It depends the quality how we come there. So some of them they repeat, but they will not come to the words when there is no Buddhism. If they already reborn in the world, they will come only in the time that there is Buddhism.
Okay.
Otherwise, Pachaka Buddha, but this is a different style, he will come on the time there is no Buddhism. There is no Buddhism, he will come, he will be Buddha by himself, and he will go, nobody know about it. The Buddha can talk about this, that's what we know. How can we know that there is Pachaka Buddha if no Pachaka Buddha talking? But the Buddha declare about it. For example, his relative that tried to kill him, Devadatta. He said that Devadatta will reborn sometime in the future and he will be Pachaka Buddha and then he will go. Even he makes so many bad things. Everybody can change. Yeah.
Okay.
There's one more thing I wanted to share with you. Any question? Anything?
I have a question.
Yeah,
the Rupa Loka, that is the fourth jhana, like the fourth people that practice the fourth jhana.
Yeah, yeah.
But can you, like when one practices the fourth jhana, do they need to keep the precepts, or do they also reach the concentration without keeping precepts?
You see, for example, some people, they will be, if they practice in jhana, they don't necessarily to be pure in themselves. But what happens is that in the moment of dying, the jhana characteristics will push them, and then they will come to this world because of the good karma that they accumulate in there during the time that they practice the good things. Okay? But when they reborn again, when they die from this world, they will go to be angels first. And from angels, they can go to the hell again. You understand? It means that they practice the four jhana, or not for even four jhana, second jhana, third jhana. But the karma is still holding from them, staying with them. You understand? So when they will die, and if the jhana condition will push them to the next life, then they reborn to this and this Brahma. Okay? But everything anicca. And the bad karma that they make, I told you, you asked if they are necessary to be good people. I said not necessary, because they accumulate bad karma. So when they die from this world, the bad karma will take the effect. Some rich people, they also can be corrupted. But when the money that they have support them, then they have good time. But it's not mean that they don't have bad things inside. When the money finish, then they fell down. They will be poor again. This will not hold long time. Understand? That's why, for example, Bill Gates and all these things, people, if they don't continue make good, it will fall down for them. But when they do good, for example, I don't know, maybe some, let's talk about Putin. He became in this position, okay? Because it's not, he make many good things in the past, so support him to be now a ruler. But if he make a killing or whatever, so this will be effect on him sometime in the future. So it's everything anicca, okay? But in the moment you die and the jhana condition will push you, then you go to this world. But it's not normal that you stay there all the time. After you finish, you die, then the bad karma will take. Understand?
Yeah, thank you.
But it does not mean that they have to be oldie people. Some of them can be also with bad characteristics that will push them later.
Thank you.
Try to see. I need something to tell you. Maybe not so much important. But it's good in Dhammatalk sometimes to complete as much as more information. Okay. Any other question? Good. If no, we pay respect again to the Dhamma Sangha. Aham sama sambuddho bhagava Bhutan bhagavantam abhivate Sawakato bhagavata dhammo dhammam namastam Sukhatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho sangham namam. Thank you very much. Good night.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you. Good night.
Welcome. I hope it was not exhausting for you.
No, not at all.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sima, for the reading.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Welcome.